All right, now we have voices coming in from the war-torn country of Ukraine. Even on the 19th day, the bombardment, airstrikes and attacks by Russian forces still continue. We still have Alexey joining us with his baby boy. Alexey, thank you very much for speaking to India today. I'm so glad that you are safe. We understand that you fled with your family from the combat zone of Kyiv, which came under severe fire and attack. Where are you now? Are you safe? What's the situation all around you?
Hi, we are in Kremenchuk. It's central Ukraine. We thought it's a safer place, the safest place in Ukraine. But a few days ago, we also heard air raid sirens here. And a couple times we heard military aircraft that flew somewhere. So these days we are staying in Kremenchuk, and also a lot of our friends staying there. We're scared to move on the west to western cities like Lviv, Ivano-Frankivsk, Ternopil, because recently, a couple days ago, there was missiles strike on these cities. So military airports, military bases were attacked, and the same happened in Kharkiv on February 24th, 25th. And later, as you know, these cities were surrounded by Russian army.
You know, Alexey, today, from what we hear in the latest development, talks between the two countries have seen some progress. They've both agreed upon 10 humanitarian corridors for evacuation to take place. Do you believe these humanitarian corridors are giving a safe window for evacuation to take place? Or do you still feel threatened to move through those safe passages? Because we hear that even as these corridors are on, shelling still continues.
Yeah, I don't really believe in these corridors because first few days when corridors were launched, they were attacked by Russian army with multiple launch rocket systems, with artillery, with weapons. Other weapons. So first few days were unsuccessful, and a lot of civils were injured or killed by Russian army. I know, as far as I know, last few days these corridors, some of these corridors works. I know that Russia tried, in first couple of days, Russia tried to build their own corridors to allow Ukrainian citizens to escape to Russia. But almost nobody used these corridors because I don't know Ukrainians who will escape to Russia.
Sure. Sure, and we completely understand. Civilians in millions have already fled Ukraine, and that's what's really heart-wrenching to know that you were forced to leave your motherland. What does it really mean for you, Alexey, from leaving Kharkiv, a place that you have grown, your child has? Where is your son? Can we see him, please? You had to literally uproot them, bring them to another city altogether, only to escape the kind of war, the targeting that's taking place in Kharkiv. Such a beautiful child. I really feel sorry that you had to go through all of this. You know, how does it really feel to be torn apart from your motherland?
Yeah, first I want to say that this is a girl, Kira.
He's so lovely.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's really emotional. I can compare that when you see how another country destroys your city. It's like your memories box from your childhood, where you had a lot of different items that brings you some memories, and the same works for your city, for everybody in the world. When somebody destroys your city, destroys some buildings, destroys some places that bring you some memories, it's painful. It's painful. My wife cried, and first few days she was continuously asking why they are doing that, why they're doing that with us, why they're destroying my city. and I had no answer for that question, because even Nazi Germany with Hitler, they didn't destroy cities like Putin does.
And you know,
That's
Alexey, it's always the innocent civilians who bear the brunt of these big decisions that eventually will be sorted. But that many people on ground are the ones who we call the real victims. Alexey, you are one of them. With your child, you were uprooted from your motherland. You're still in Ukraine, though, but you've moved from a city that you've grown up and you've known so well and close to your heart to another city altogether. Would you ever attempt, or do you have that in mind in the future, that you will want to go back to Kharkiv? Because we know Kharkiv is devastated. It's devastated.
Yeah, I can say you honestly that if we wouldn't have a kid, me and my wife, we don't want to leave Kharkiv. So we would stay in Kharkiv these days and volunteer, because we want to help our army to protect our city, our homeland, and our memories. We want to save it, and we want to come back as soon as possible. I personally already thought a few times that maybe I will leave my wife and my daughter here in central Ukraine, in safer place, and I can get back to Kharkiv, so I would be able to help. But these days I see that I also can help my country by starting working, and making economy, starting rebuilding Ukrainian economy.
That's so thoughtful of you, Alexey, that you've still, out of fear, you've fled Kharkiv with your daughter. And I'm so glad that she's safe and you are safe, but you still want to stand for your country and work and rebuild, try an attempt to rebuild the economy, which is now completely shattered. And that's really great of you to have stood up for your country at the time of this need. I really can't get over this visual of you and your daughter. She's such a lovely child. Can you give us an understanding of the kind of trauma that she may have gone through? Honestly speaking, she's really a small baby from what I see, and the kind of sounds, constant shelling, bombarding. Has she reacted to any of that?
She was scared because of aviation. When a military aircraft flies over your house on low height, this noise, this sound, you can't go to mommy. You just literally can't compare it with anything. Try to stand near to airport when a huge airplane flies over you. So that's the sound. It's loud. It's extremely loud, and that scares. And that a few times she was really scared. I saw even 10-month old child. I saw scared eyes, you see. And I hoped that she wouldn't remember anything from that time. And our neighbor's family, they have 6 years old boy, and I see that his emotional his mind, his emotions, it's already changed, because now he lives. He grew up in a period of constant war. 8 years of war on Donbass, which is close to us. It's only 250 kilometers from us, from Kharkiv. And right now, so he always heard about the war that happened somewhere on Ukraine. And when the war started here in Kharkiv, he asked his father, oh, now I would be able to finally see the real war. That scares, because 6 years old boy, he desires to see the real war. He wants to see real militaries, real army, that scares. You see, so his mind, it's changed, it's deformated.
Now, the
wrong.
kind of psychological impact that all of y'all have had, I can only imagine what trauma y'all are going through. And to see your own country being torn apart, it's really the most painful. Alexey, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking time off. We know you have a young daughter. You're taking care of her. You're fending for your family's needs. Kudos to you for standing brave and standing for and by your country at this time and need. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Peace.
Thank you. Now, well, here are some of those compelling images that India today has been bringing right from day one of this war. It's day 19 today of the Ukraine war, as Russian forces, they're only widening their attack. They're constantly bombarding, constant shelling taking place in several cities. The port city of Mariupol almost desecrated. Here we're looking at images coming in on day 19 as Russia only ups the ante, even as talks happen parallelly. Doesn't seem like the bombarding has stopped. India Today's relentless coverage continues. Do stay with us.
Здесь видно, 249.